Look how pretty. Look how pretty. Hi guys, my name is Shazane, and today we are starting a new series. This series in particular was supposed to be a co-op, but I realized that I work way too much to try to even do a co-op, honestly. So if the person that's watching this that we were talking about doing a co-op with, if you're watching this, please don't take any offense to it whatsoever. I just realized that it's much harder to be able to do a co-op than I realized. But I am most definitely uh, interested in doing one, just not I can't now. Anyways, let me go ahead and explain to you guys what we're going to be doing today. First of all, we need food. I know I'm about to kill a sheep. They don't give us food, but I can collect wool while I'm at it. Um, I can also collect, because I can always grow my own food. Um, Let me explain to you what this series is gonna be about. As you can probably already see by the title, this is from The Walking Dead. The series itself is called Prison because we are going to be recreating the prison from Walking Dead. Now, if you have no interest in Walking Dead, if you've never watched The Walking Dead, this is probably not the series for you. There's gonna be spoilers. There's gonna be spoilers. Spoilers. You know what those are? The things that spoil things. Yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, just letting you know. Screw it. We're probably just gonna be talking about our regular life, but then we're also gonna be talking about Walking Dead and what's going on with that series and all that fun stuff. So right now, I gotta get off this island. That's the first thing I gotta do. Let's just go, God knows where. Of course, it would stick me on an island. But so we're gonna be recreating the prison. So first of all, we need to find food. We need to start gathering some resources. I see reeds. I don't really want them though. Um, we're gonna be lagging a bit, and I forget what resource pack I'm using. I'll let you guys know later. I forget the name of it, but I figured it might be a good fit for our series here. This music is way too loud. I'm turning that down. That was really distracting. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be recreating the prison. Once the prison is complete, the series will probably end. If you want me to recreate something like Herschel's Farm or Herschel's Farm, I don't really know. We can always see in the upcoming series what goes on with that. But right now we are going to be doing the prison because that was one of my favorite parts. So let's talk about Walking Dead a little bit. What the hell is going on? I'm going to start with season 4 because that is the most recent and fresh in people's memory series. First of all, the people that have died. A lot of people died. A lot of people die every series, but a lot of people that we don't care about die. I don't mean to say that in a mean way, but they're not main characters. Now, I don't remember if it was season 3 or season 4 that started with a whole new group of people that had come to the prison. I believe it was season 4. Could be wrong. Oh, there's some trees. Perfect. I didn't like that. I hated the first episode of season 3 or season 4. I forget which one it is. I probably should have looked that up before I started, but hey, let's just go with the fucking flow, right? Okay. So we're getting somewhere. We're coming to an island. But is that a village right there? I don't think so. There's some? No, okay. I really didn't like that. I liked, just the group of people. I didn't like how everybody came from Woodbury. Let's not start with that. Let's start with who I like and who I don't like for people who have died, who are still around, yada, yada, yada. So let's talk about, alright, Lori. I couldn't stand Lori. I hated Lori. I'm so glad she's gone. It was upsetting the way she died. Don't get me wrong. It really, really was. But I hated Lori. I thought all she did was complain. And I was like, kudos for you, Glenn, for going out in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and go get this woman birth control because she can't do it herself. I just thought she relied on people way too much. I felt like she kept giving Rick mixed signals. One thing she would say would be okay, And then the next thing wouldn't be okay. She was just very all over the place for me. I really didn't care for her. But when she died, it really was sad. I also didn't care for Carl in the very beginning. I thought he was extremely annoying. I was like, please, for the love of God, a zombie must eat this child right now before I do myself. But now, later in the series, he's definitely matured. And I think he's growing up in a very difficult place to grow up, you know. I feel like I wouldn't be any better in a zombie apocalypse. I feel like I would complain a lot, and I feel like I would get on a lot of people's nerves. I just think that's how everything happens in the beginning, and then eventually you realize I need to become a man. I need to one second. Okay. I need to become a man. I need to stop complaining because complaining isn't going to change anything. Instead, I need to put myself to work and make myself of some good use, which I think he's starting to realize. And only being, I'm going to guess, right now, probably 13 years old. Being a 13-year-old in a zombie apocalypse, I can't even imagine, to be completely honest. You probably want me on your zombie apocalypse team because I would throw myself to the zombies as bait. I don't like zombies at all. They scare the shit out of me. They really do. Alright, let's make an axe. Let's make a sword. Let's pick just in case because I saw some stone lying next to us anyways. But, so he's getting much better for me. Dale, I loved Dale. I went back and forth with him occasionally just because that whole thing with Andrea, how she was saying, you stole my choice from me, whether I want to live or not, which she does absolutely have a point. I did agree with Andrea on that one, that Dale did kind of take away her choice to live or not. And I feel like that wasn't his decision, as she had so kindly put it. But I definitely thought he was like the grandfather of the group, that he cared about everyone, that he took care of everyone, that he looked out for people's best interest. And that's why I really liked him. I'm digging a little bit to see if there's actually any coal, because we want to get torches as soon as we can. I'll make some stone tools as soon as this one breaks, but I just don't want this wood to go to waste. Speaking of Andrea, I went back and forth with her. She wanted to be one of the guys, which I completely understand. I feel like I would want to be the help too. I wouldn't want to be the one to do the laundry, to do the cooking, to take care of the baby. I would want to be out there helping the men take care of the place. But as a woman, it's kind of also, someone had brought this up in a point in the episode when Andrew was talking about exactly what I was just talking about. But doing the laundry, doing the cooking, making things homey, also what helped them survive the zombie apocalypse for their own sanity. So I agreed with both what Andrew was trying to get at. I'm not finding any coal. I need to find food. Oh, actually, if I'm on peaceful, do I need food? I don't think so. But I'm gonna grab some just in case while it's here. And then we still need to go start to find a good place to start building our prison. Which is what I'm doing right now. I'm gathering a little bit of resources. We're gonna need a ton of stone, a ton of fences. I do have a layout, so I'm going to be going back and forth between the game and the picture. It's just kind of minimizing. It'll still record. I just gotta look back and forth. So I'm just standing there and I'm talking. I'm probably looking at the picture. But I don't know. Like I said, I kind of agreed with Andrea. I kind of didn't agree. She just kind of annoyed me, especially when she shot Daryl. Now, speaking of Daryl, I think just like every other girl that watches Walking Dead loves Daryl. I love Daryl from the beginning, even when he was hostile with Merle being left behind. I thought he was awesome. Honestly, he's not like that attractive of a man. He is, but is more of that badass appealed. I think that speaks to me. I'm just like, ooh, you are delicious. He's absolutely my favorite so far. He's become, Rick's right hand man. And I love Rick too, but I feel like I don't know if he is possessing that leader like quality anymore. In the beginning, he was great. He made a lot of he's still making a lot of difficult decisions, and he's still trying to do it. Whoa. In his family's best interest, but I just kind of feel like he's losing it a little bit, especially. Um, okay, it's starting to get dark. I don't. I was just kidding. I do. I can make a bed. Yes. I am fantastic at this game. Alright, let's make a bed real quick. Ba-boop. Let us go to sleep. In the morning we will make a whoa. We will make some stone tools. Alright. I can go ahead and break my bed. I'm not gonna stay here for very long. Oh wait, no, I need this. But yeah, I feel like it's time for someone to take over Rick. Herschel, I love Herschel. Oh, it's so sad that he's gone. I'm so upset. But you know what? The last episode kind of was ruined for me because I was stupid and I went on Facebook. And there's like a Facebook for Walking Dead or whatever, and it's on my news feed, and everybody was talking about, oh, I can't believe how the governor is dead. I can't believe that Herschel's dead. And I'm like, no, I didn't even get to see it. I had a feeling that Herschel is gonna die. Just because in the preview it just kind of looked like he was the one to go, just because of Michonne had blood on her face at one point and there was a car behind her, and in the episode before the season finale, Herschel and her were standing in front of a car, so I'm like, oh shit, either Herschel was shot or something happened to him, but I didn't expect him to go the way he did, which was very brutal and gruesome, but either way he did go. But that was really upsetting to me. I didn't care for Herschel in the beginning. He did let them, into his house with open arms. But he just was very, what's the word? Territorial, which I guess you would be in a zombie apocalypse. So I can't really blame him. But it did make me not like him in the beginning. But after a while, I realized that he was actually a very, very smart doctor and a man and a father. His daughters, I love Maggie. I don't really care for Beth. Maybe because Beth hasn't really been a huge part in it yet. Maybe in the next series episode. What is this series? Next, yeah. Maybe she will be because now everybody's split up and now she's with Daryl, that bitch. But maybe she'll take a bigger part. But before, she was just kind of very suicidal and just whiny, kind of like Carl. And maybe I'll start to like her now. Her main job now is taking care of Judith, which is Rick's daughter, if you don't remember. So now it's just... But actually, the baby is now missing, but I don't believe she's dead. I think, if you guys saw the season finale... I really don't think she's dead. I think the two little girls who had shot that woman in the head took her because Carol, who is also gone, who I'll get to Carol in a second. Carol has shown these girls a safe house, and I believe they are hidden out there. It was a very subtle part where she was talking about the safe house, but something that I did remember about. Now, Carol, she's a very complex character. A lot of people had controversy with her because of her whole daughter situation. And if you don't remember the situation with the daughter, I'll give you a quick recap. So Sophia, Carol's daughter, had gone missing. If you don't remember that, they were kind of in that car graveyard, and like a wave of zombies had come by, and everybody had hid under the cars, and when they thought it was safe, Sophia had come out from under one of the cars, and it just so happened that a zombie was walking by and saw her, so she ended up taking off running off of the highway over the graveyard, over the guardrail, and into the woods where Rick had gone and chased her, and I think maybe Daryl, maybe Glenn. I don't remember exactly who went to go find her. Um, but they couldn't find her anywhere. I'm sorry, Rick had found her. And then he had to, at this point, there were two zombies, so he had to kind of get rid of the zombies before it was safe enough. So he's told her to stay in the brush, that he'll be right back once he gets rid of these two zombies while he chases them off. Well, she didn't listen, and she ended up taking off. So when they went back to go find her after taking care of the zombies, she wasn't anywhere to be found. So they did a search for a couple days, but eventually they were like, there's no hope. She's either long gone or she's dead. And Carol, being the mother, you would think, being a mother, she would be out there herself looking for her daughter when she wasn't. She stayed back. I'm sorry if it's getting dark. I'm trying to find coal. That's why I'm tearing down this whole thing. Being the mother, you would think that she would be out there right with the men trying to look for her daughter, just as hard, if not harder. Which she wasn't, which I was kind of like, I don't really like Carol, because I know when I have a kid, my instincts are gonna kick in like crazy. Like, I will do anything to protect my kids. And I'm not gonna put their lives in the hands of someone else. Their lives will be in the hands of me or their father. Is that cool? No, it's very dark for me too. It just kind of looked a little bit darker than the rest of the blocks. So that's just from my point of view. But Daryl was the one who actually cared the most about not being able to find Sophia. We find out later that she was killed. She did turn into a zombie, and she was actually kept in the barn that was on Herschel's farm, because Herschel was trying to keep some zombies available to do some testing on them and to try to see if they could bring them back. And Sophia just happened to be one of those zombies that they had caught. And they had no idea who Sophia was, Herschel's family. They didn't know Rick at the time when they caught Sophia. So Sophia ended up being killed, and Daryl was actually extremely upset about it. He was upset at himself for not finding the child before that happened, and he was also upset at Carol because she didn't put as much effort, which I thought as well, into finding her child. So I don't know, but now, Carol obviously has grieved the loss of her daughter and everything, but let me dig down a little bit. I'm not having any luck finding coal. Not a single mineral in this. I don't know. But anyways, so like I said, he was really upset at not being able to find the daughter, and Carol not really giving much of a shit, as she should have. And Daryl definitely spoke his mind about that, which I absolutely respected him for. So I don't know, I kept going back and forth between Carol too, and I feel like the more situations that these characters get into affects the way that we look at them. Sometimes they do have to make immoral decisions, and we're gonna judge them on that, saying, I would have done differently. When in reality, we really don't know what we're gonna do. At the end of the series, my parents and I were talking, and I'm like, I don't agree with a lot of these people's decisions, but who am I to say that I would have been any better if this were real life zombie apocalypse? I don't know if I would ever throw somebody, into the pit of zombies if it was either me or them to go. I don't know. Maybe I would. It all depends on what kind of survival instincts will kick in if that were to ever happen, which I pray to God it won't, because I'm terrified of zombies. Actually, a while ago, I don't know if you guys remember or heard about it, but down in Miami, there was that whole bath salt incident where this guy had done bath salts and was eating some other guy's face, and he was naked. I don't know. It was a really bizarre story. The first thing I thought about was zombies. I'm oh my God, the zombies in Miami. We're all gonna die. But no, it was kind of freaky. But I am not having any luck here. Oh my God. Alright, I think it's time to move on. We still need to find a spot. And yeah, I think on peaceful, my health doesn't go down, so that actually helps quite a bit. By the way, this series I'm going to do all in survival, so every single block that you're going to see me place down was hand-picked up. Maybe eventually I can make a grinder, but right now it's going to be gathering resources by myself, so I think for the prison, we do kind of want a grassy area like this, but um, we want an area, maybe I'll have to man-make this, but we want an area that's completely open, but then it's surrounded by trees in the back, but far enough away. So that's where the zombies usually tend to come out from, is those trees. So we do have to recreate something like that. Maybe I can find it, maybe not. I might just have to clear out an area in the middle of a whole bunch of trees, which wouldn't be a huge deal. But I want to try to find the flattest area I can, which I think I might be asking a little too much from Minecraft. I'm going to kill this pig just for the experience, because we're definitely going to... I was definitely using my sword for a second. We're going to need to enchant... we're going to eventually need to enchant a pickaxe and some tools, so we don't end up... we don't keep running out of tools very easily. Some lava. If you guys watch Candycraft, you know that I'm kind of weary around lava right now. It was a terrible experience. I don't believe there's any bodies of water that are actually visible from the prison, so we definitely don't want that. I think we're kind of getting somewhere. It's getting a little flatter, and there's still a bunch of trees around. There is that, which I could always tear down. I think this might potentially be a good area, though. There's a lot of terraforming that I'm going to need to do. A lot of it. But I think this is going to be... I am about to go into creative, just so I can go ahead and fly. Just to get a good look before. We can do this right here. Yeah, not a bad area. It is a little bit surrounded by water, but we can always put some dirt there. But we do have a little. It's a little secluded. That's why I like it. So, all right. So we found our area. There's, like I said, a ton of terraforming that we're gonna have to do. So, let's go ahead. I'm gonna have. Oh yeah. First of all, let's go back into survival. I'm going to have to go ahead and put down the bed because it's about to be nighttime. And we'll make this episode a 3-day long one. I think there usually will be about 2 days. Ooh, hello. Depending on how long it's going to take me to stretching to make this. So we can actually keep that there because this is going to be our area. Let me go ahead and start getting this stuff going. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to make a furnace for when we get some coal and we need to start smelting stuff. Now, we're going to have to figure out what materials we want to use. Either build it out of that, or I'm going to make some smooth stone and we'll see what that looks like compared to it. I believe I'm going to have to look a little more into the prison at some pictures and see if it's more textured or if it's more smooth. So let me actually go ahead. I don't mind using a little bit of wood for that. But let's go ahead and get a smooth stone going. Okay. Alright. Here's stone. Okay. So they're different in texture and color. So let me go ahead and put that up there real quick. Let me take a look at a picture. So let's, I have one pulled up, but it's a white kind of like layout picture. So Walking Dead prison. We'll go into Google Images and we'll take a look at the picture. All right. View image. That one's kind of really hard to see, although it's a great picture. I'm looking at the other picture and I don't know. Let me maximize this real quick. Alright, so there's 4 posts. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to find where like the front of this is. I think I see it. Alright. Okay, I think I have an idea, but I can't really see the texture very well. So let me find another picture. Walking Dead prison. I just want to see the texture of it. I I think it looks more like the color of, let me see. It looks more like the color of this, although it's more of that texture. I think we're going to go with that, which actually makes our lives a little bit easier. So, all right, so now that we have that out of the way, let's just go ahead and, let's see. We have an axe. We're going to most definitely need a few axes, actually. We will eventually, probably off camera, I'm going to go ahead and find some diamond. That way we're not constantly running out. But, oh, we're also going to need a bunch of shovels. I'll make, 6. we'll honestly need a lot. So, okay. So we got, I'll need a mushroom. All right, we'll do that. Because that's really all we'll need right now. Oh, also, we can go ahead and make oak wood. What the? Oh, yeah, planks. I was like, what happened? That's cobblestone. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. 1, and, whoops, 2. Okay, we'll go ahead and, just empty out some of our stuff because our inventory is going to fill up very quickly. So let's get rid of all of this. Everything I really... I may need a pickaxe. We'll get rid of all this. We'll come back anyways if we need to make more tools. Okay, so let's start. So are you guys... I'm very excited for the next series to start. I think it's been told that we are gonna go up all the way to 7 series so far. It might be more. I don't really know. Actually, I'm gonna keep this slightly open because that's a good caving system. Okay. That's the problem with terraforming, is it is different levels, so you need to figure out which level is going to work best for you, which I think this level will, but there's a lot of lifted levels, so, alright, we'll just have to, okay. So we need to make it all this level. Like I said, I'm very excited for the next series. I'm kind of upset that Merle's gone. So as obnoxious as Merle was, he actually was extremely funny. He was racist, and I really liked T-Dog. He wasn't my favorite, but he was definitely like a really good guy. But I don't know, he was just a really racist guy, and that I didn't really care for too much, but he really just was a funny character. But now he's been gone for actually quite a bit of time, but he definitely was an important character to Daryl, and I think that's the only one that really did care about him, but he was an important character to an important character. If that makes any sense. So, I don't know. Now, I don't know how I feel about the fact that they're all split up. I'm glad that they left the prison, as I'm sitting here getting ready to build a prison. No, I'm glad that they left the prison. I really am. But now they're kind of all split up, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I like it because I want to see how they're all gonna find each other again. I'm curious about who else they're gonna find out there, what kind of issues they're gonna run into. But at the same time, I wish everybody wasn't in, like, groups of 2, there's, I think, a bigger group, with Glenn in it. I forget who else was in it, but they were in that bus. Did they leave without him? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to rewatch, I'll have to rewatch the last 4 seasons. Seasons, not series. That's what I was thinking of. But just to be able to have a decent conversation with you guys. But I do want to hear down in the comment section below what you guys think of this series. Is it too cliche? Is it too much? Is it too dramatic? What do you think? Do you like it? Who do you like? Who don't you like? When the series first came out, I couldn't stand... I couldn't stand. I didn't really like the series. The first episode didn't catch my attention at all. Oh, I never talked about Shane either. But yeah, Shane was awesome. He was more into the first couple of seasons, especially since he died. I think in season 3, maybe. But I thought he was gonna survive longer than when he did. As soon as he started going a little bit crazy, I was like, oh no, he's gonna end up dying at some point. As soon as he started causing a lot of issues with Lori, if you guys don't remember what happened between him and Lori, well, actually, Shane thought Rick had died in the hospital because he was shot before the whole zombie apocalypse happened because he was a cop. And when he was in the hospital, that's when the zombie apocalypse started, and Shane thought he had died. Genuinely, Shane thought he died. And so Lori, was now a widow. Oh my god, I am flying through shovels. Lori was now, a widow. So Shane thought him and his penis would take care of that. and like romantically, things were going on between Lori and Shane. And because Lori had a son, Carl, he looked up to Shane more as a father figure because now even Carl thought his father was gone. And then all of a sudden he ends up coming back after he finds Glenn and some of the other crew. And they realize, oh, shit, Dad's not dead. Mom's a whore. Fuck. So that whole happened with Shane, but I felt bad for him because, naturally when Rick came back, Lori went right back to her husband, which I would have too. But Shane wouldn't accept the fact that Lori was claiming that she had no feelings for Shane, that he was just kind of there because Rick wasn't. And I don't know if that's true. She could be bullshitting that. She could be honest. But I felt really bad for Shane because you could tell that he had feelings for Lori. He had definitely developed a relationship with Carl. And Lori was telling him stay away from them. And I feel like she was really kind of a bitch. Is that the word? There's a better word, but I don't think I should use that. She wasn't being fair to Shane. She didn't understand his point of view. And then he started when they had found that doctor guy at that big place that eventually exploded, you could tell he started drinking a lot. He was really upset, not only because of the zombie apocalypse, but because Lori would not accept the fact that she had feelings for him. He started just going a little bit crazy, and Rick eventually had to kill him because Shane was saying, Lori, Rick is gonna get us killed. You need to listen to me. You need to let him go. You need to come with me. And she wouldn't. She would stay by her husband's side, which I did respect her for. But that really ended up hurting Shane, and he kind of went into this. He saw red, and he just kind of lost his shit, and he wanted to kill Rick. So Rick had to kill him first because Rick still had Carl. And he still had his wife to take care of, which Shane was trying to take away from him. So I really did like Shane. He went a little batshit crazy. He also ended up killing Otis when Carl was shot. He was like, it was either him or me, and it's gonna be him. Which a lot of people didn't like Shane again for that, but at the same time, I probably would have killed Otis too. As bad as that sounds, if it's me or Otis and it's my family versus his, my family, if I have anything to do with it, my family's gonna be the one to survive. But anyways, it's getting really dark out. I did a tiny bit of terraforming. I'm going to do a lot more off camera. But this will be the end of episode 1 of Prison. I'm going to go to sleep here real quick. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm going to go ahead and record episode 2 right now. So it'll start right where we leave off. Please leave a like if you guys like this series, if you're excited to see the prison come to life from The Walking Dead. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.